So you may have heard the phrase post-apocalyptic literature or dystopian literature being thrown around, particularly in response to some recent works like The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Post-apocalyptic literature is much what it sounds like, literature that looks at the world after the end of the world, whereas dystopian literature looks at the world that seems to be perfect, but actually there's a dark undercurrent running through it. This class is going to explore the threads between those two different genres and see not only why has this work become so prevalent today, but also what it can teach us about what's happening in the world at large. For decades, post-apocalyptic and dystopian literature was considered the literature that you didn't really need to think too hard about. And in today's society, these ideas that are being brought up are some of the most exciting ideas happening in literature, and maybe the kind of things that someone 20 years from now looks back and writes a novel about. So even if you're not a strong reader, if you're interested in talking about the ways in which the themes or the processes of a book are inspired by the world around us or provide a reflection of that world, you're welcome to this class, and we would love to have you. So in this class, it's not going to be a lecture class like you might remember from undergrad. This is a class in which, sure, everyone is expected to read the book, but we're all going to talk and share our ideas. I may bring in some outside information or information about that writer or the times, but I'm hopeful that you're going to be able to share your point of view and learn not only from me, but from those around you. Maybe you've heard in the news George Orwell's 1984 or Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale being discussed or mentioned. In this class, not only are you going to read famous works of dystopian or post-apocalyptic literature and be able to talk about them with your classmates, you're going to be able to take those insights out with you into the world. This class will help make you a stronger reader, a more critical thinker, and able to use literature as a prism to view the world around you. The beauty of talking about works of literature in a classroom is that you're not only challenging yourself and what your ideas are, you have to defend them, and you have to be able to challenge the ideas of other people. Maybe they think that a book means this and you think it means that. The beauty of the classroom is that you're together, sitting next to each other, learning from one another and teaching one another. So, sure, you could look at SparkNotes, watch a documentary, find out all about dystopian or post-apocalyptic literature. But in this class, you'll have the experience of not only figuring out what you think, but having to defend those thoughts and articulate them. We live in incredible times, and it may feel like we're living in a science fiction world. Join me for this class and you'll discover for yourself whether or not that's true.